The biggest astrology transit of 2024, Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius, will kick off January 20th when the Sun and Pluto on the same exact day both enter the sign of Aquarius, the innovator, the revolutionizing air sign that is going to change our lives, change our world, bring about a whole new world beginning January 20th of 2024. And within 1 week, Uranus, which is the great awakener and it's the planet that rules Aquarius, Uranus significantly will turn direct 1 week later. But first, and you can't make this stuff up, on the same exact day, January 20th, that the Sun and Pluto enter Aquarius, we're going to have an exact alignment, a peak moment of the Sun and Pluto coming together at 29 degrees 59 minutes in Capricorn. So we are finishing out with a bang, so to speak, Pluto in Capricorn, which has been a 15-year transit, and I know that most of you have felt this deeply through your own transformations. So what does this mean for us? What does this mean for us? The Sun conjoining Pluto in Capricorn and then both coming together in Aquarius the same exact day. This is what I want to share with you in this video, plus some tips on how we can best work through this transition of Pluto leaving Capricorn and entering Aquarius. What does this mean for us now that Pluto is going into Aquarius? And as always, I'll be doing readings for all 12 signs, pulling an oracle card for each of you. But watch the introduction first. Give yourself the gift of watching this introduction, because this is where I'm going to be giving you a full sense of what these energies are about, and with my advice as someone who's come through 10 hard Pluto transits, how you can work with these energies with the most ease, grace, and flow. Now, big picture, the dates of this transit of Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is re-entering Aquarius. It was already here March to June of 2023. We got a glimpse of Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. It will re-enter Aquarius January 20th and stay there until September 1st. Then we're going to have a brief stint of Pluto retrograding back into Capricorn between September 1st and November 19th. And then Pluto will move into Aquarius for good for the next 21 years until January of 2044. Jump-starting a brand new era, a new soul cycle, new people coming into your life, new soul contracts, new tribe. And the world as we know it in those 21 years will change permanently, change forever. We will not recognize, 21 years from now, we will not recognize the world that we know today. So I can't wait to dive into this with you, but first I want to say hello and welcome if you're new to me. I am so happy that you found my channel. This is a like-minded community. We gather every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time in tribe together when my videos go live. So I highly encourage you to join us, and good morning, Sunday morning to those of you who are watching during the premiere, and hello and welcome to you whenever you're watching. If you want to be empowered through the astrology, be sure and subscribe so that we're connected and you don't miss a video. Welcome back to those of you who've been watching my videos. I'm so grateful for you. I wouldn't be here without you. Thank you so much for all that you do to support the channel. I'm Betsy. I'm a psychic astrologer as well as an intuitive life coach and the author of the book, The Magic of Saying Yes, Answering Your Heart's True Calling. In my videos and my professional astrology consultations, I weave together divine downloads, spiritual insights, and Western tropical astrology. So it is my joy, my dedication, my passion to always empower you through the astrology. If you'd like to know more about my astrology consultations, I'm going to share more with you at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. And I have a free gift for you, which I will tell you all about at the end of the video as well. You can get my free inspirational astrology updates, the astrology of the week, in your inbox directly by going to my website and signing up, and you'll get that free instant download immediately. The poet Rilke said, "Now we enter a new year full of things that have never been." And if there was ever a year full of things that have never been before, it is 2024. We are entering new soul territory. Our souls have never been here before. Pluto takes 248 years to travel around the zodiac, so no one who is alive now has ever experienced Pluto in Aquarius, nor will we ever experience this transit again in our lifetimes. And if you've been through a significant Pluto transit, what I call a hard Pluto transit in your lifetime, many of you have been through several, I know. If you've been through this, it is transformational. There's a reason we call this death and rebirth. There's a reason we say that after a Pluto transit, we rise from the ashes, we become the phoenix. These are truly deep, penetrating, intense times in our lives. So I want to go back for a moment to the fact that on January 20th, at the 29th degree, 29 degrees, 59 minutes, around 5:45 a.m. Pacific time, both Pluto and the Sun in Capricorn will be at this point of 29 degrees, 59 minutes. What does this mean for all of us? This is a peak moment. It's a climax, if you will. And with the Sun shining its light on the darkness of Pluto energy, a truth may be revealed. A shadow may come to light. You may see something that's been hidden that you haven't seen before. Yes, even in the last moments of this energy. The veil could be lifted. You could have an epiphany, an aha moment. It reminds me of the Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy finally sees behind the curtain and she sees that the wizard is not this all-powerful being that has the power to transform her life. The wizard is just a human being. And she feels betrayed in that moment. She feels like, oh, this was all a fraud. This was all smoke and mirrors. The wizard is not going to be able to save me. And this is Pluto energy. But at the same time, when she meets up with Glenda, the good witch, she becomes enlightened. She realizes that it is her own self that can save her, that she never needed anybody else to save her. She never needed anyone else to give her the wisdom. It was within her all along. And Dorothy says, if I ever go looking for my heart's desire again, I won't look any further than my own backyard, because if it isn't there, I never really lost it to begin with. The sun is our life force and identity. It shines light on the darkness. It intensifies often our ambition, our desire, and it can bring about an awareness of our true power. So this is one of the potential gifts of this Sun coming together with Pluto in Capricorn, and the Sun coming together with Pluto in Aquarius on the same exact day, where the darkness could be exposed, where the curtain could be pulled back. The awareness of your true power, my friend, could also show up brilliantly. This is a moment, or like I said, a few days before, a few days after, when you could really feel like I am on a new timeline now. I have really closed out some soul contracts, relationships that are no longer right for me. I am not looking back. I am looking forward. Pluto brings about permanent changes. You could really feel like I am in a new life now. And you could feel a very strong resolve to succeed, resolve to follow your own heart, resolve to move to the beat of your own inner rhythm. This is a gorgeous time, my friend, to look back on how far you've come, how much soul growth you've done, the skin that you have shed, the old self that has died and is gone, and the new self as the gift of who you are now, the new self, and what that new self, that new identity that you have birthed while Pluto is in Capricorn, what that new self within you most wants going forward with Pluto in Aquarius. Now, because I have done other videos for you in Pluto and Capricorn and Pluto and Aquarius, and I've read your comments, I know many of you feel that you have lost a lot during Pluto and Capricorn, and some of you have said, I've lost everything. But at the same time, I've also heard you say, you've gained a new level of self-respect. You will never go back to the person you were. You are a brand new person now, and this is the rebirth. This is the rebirth that is promised to all of us. Pluto always regenerates. It always takes the energy of what we lost and it brings it into new form if we allow ourselves to go through that rebirthing process and we don't stay stuck in the past. We don't stay stuck focusing on our losses, focusing on what we don't have anymore, but instead we turn our vision, we turn our focus toward the new self and what we want going forward. Because Pluto in Capricorn is connected to authorities, it's connected to career and work, it's connected to the hierarchies, the powers that be, the rules, the restrictions, the corporate power, because it's connected to all of those things. Many of us have released unhealthy relationship patterns. We've left jobs. We've said goodbye to bosses who were not good for us. We've changed our habits around work, where you used to strive, where you used to push yourself, where you used to deprive yourself. You may have changed that. I know that I have. You may be more aware now of your own energy and what you need to take care of yourself, and prioritizing your own well-being, realizing, for example, that you have limits. This is Pluto and Capricorn. We have limits. We can only produce so much in a day. We can only do so much in a week or a month or a year even. And you may also now have a new sense of healthy self-respect, and will no longer spend time with people who do not honor you, who do not respect you, who don't have your own best interests at heart. These are some of the gifts from Pluto and Capricorn, and I strongly encourage you to look at what have you gained from your own Pluto and Capricorn journey, so that you can take that wisdom, you can take those gifts into this next chapter of Pluto moving into Aquarius. Now, the timing of Pluto entering Aquarius on January 20th, just minutes after the Sun and Pluto conjunct in Capricorn and take their last breath in Capricorn, the Sun will move into Aquarius just minutes later. And about 12 hours after that, Pluto will enter Aquarius. So it will be in the morning Pacific time that the Sun moves into Aquarius, and then in the evening Pacific time that Pluto joins the Sun in the sign of the water bearer. Now, this is an air sign. It's air energy. So Pluto in Aquarius will rule our thinking, our thoughts, our communication, technology, and much, much more radical technological developments. But I really go into the depths of what Pluto rules and affects in Aquarius in my Pluto in Aquarius video. So I will link to that at the end of this video. All Pluto transits, regardless of the sign that they're in, help us to release attachments that are no longer good for us. But the challenge is we don't know. It's all unconscious. Pluto brings up the unconscious, takes us into the underworld and shows us what's been hidden, shows us where we've had unhealthy attachments, unhealthy dependencies, where there are things that if we stay clinging to them tightly, it won't advance our soul growth. It won't allow us to be on the trajectory that our soul planned for us. So when we think of Pluto, and with Pluto, we can either be pushed by pain, or we can be pulled forward by a passionate vision, pushed by pain or pulled forward by a vision. And of course, we would all prefer to be pulled forward by inspiration and passion than to go into the painful depths and go through that death and rebirth. But regardless of how we get there, any Pluto transit that you're going to have, my friend, in Aquarius is going to transform you. Now, Pluto is a very slow transit. It's going to be 21 years in Aquarius. It is a very slow mover, but when it is connecting with one of the planets or points in your natal astrology chart, this is when you are being affected. This is when you feel it the most. So for the years of 2024 to 2025, the first 2 years of the Pluto and Aquarius transit, Pluto will move from 0 to 3 degrees. So those of you who have planets or points in the fixed signs, Aquarius, Leo, Scorpio, or Taurus between 0 and 3 degrees, you will feel this transit most intensely, most personally. It will be a death and rebirth process for you. For those of you who have planets or points in these early degrees, 0 to 3 degrees, in the air signs of Gemini or Libra, you will be receiving a trine, and this is more ease and flow, but it will still be intense for you. It will still be intense. You will still have to set boundaries. You will still have to make important decisions, but it may feel more passionate for you. This may be more like pulled by passion for you. And those of you who have planets or points in these early degrees in the fire signs of Sagittarius and Aries, you'll get a sextile. And these sextiles are new opportunities and they're new solutions. And again, this will probably feel more like passion and inspiration, but also intensity and maybe some obsession and decision making and boundaries will come into play for you also. Now remember that with any Pluto transit, we feel it collectively. All you have to do is go back to 2008, the banking crisis, 2020, which changed the world as we knew it, to know that any Pluto transit, that was Pluto in Capricorn, changes the world permanently. Whereas Pluto in Capricorn is about the corporate structures of our world and the systems like banking. It brings up a lot around duty and responsibility and relationship agreements. Pluto in Capricorn is a heavy earth energy. Many of you did ancestral healing work during this time. It brings up guilt and blame and scapegoating. It can feel like you've had to move concrete. This is heavy, heavy earth energy, responsibility, duty, roles that you thought you would do forever that you realize are no longer good for you. That's Pluto in Capricorn. Now we're going into Pluto in Aquarius, which is progressive, innovative, new possibilities, opening up to things you never imagined before this. This is your brilliance. This is the cosmic intelligence. The highest vibration of Pluto in Aquarius is you becoming more independent, more sovereign, knowing who you are, showing who you are, more authentic expression, saying yes to your inner child, bringing out the unique expression that only you have to give to the world, my friend. Activism, grassroots organizations, humanitarian efforts, everyone having an equal voice. Finding your like-minded tribe, even more, collaborating with others, no longer doing it alone to the extent that that isn't good for you. Pluto in Aquarius is I am free to be me. I am now freeing myself, giving myself full permission to be my quirky, wild, innovative self. The lower octave of Pluto in Aquarius is over-intellectualizing. It's being in our heads too much. So the medicine for Pluto in Aquarius is to be in our bodies, to ground our energy, to spend as much time as we need to in nature, to get massage, to be connected to our five senses. Yes, always to our intuition, but also the sensations in our bodies. And that means feeling the fears that will naturally come up during Pluto in Aquarius. Because this is such an anticipated transit, we are already feeling it collectively. So you may be feeling anxiety. You may be already concerned about what does this mean for those things that you're very attached to. And because the modern ruler of Aquarius is Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus, and Uranus in Taurus is all about our money and pleasure and comforts. It's our survival needs because Uranus is in Taurus and we are focused on these very tangible, earthly things that we need to feel comfortable in the world. Our homes and our bank accounts, our food. Because of this, any anxiety or fear that's coming up for you during this Pluto in Aquarius transit, or as we get closer and closer to it, could be coming up around these material needs. What's going to happen with the economy? What's going to happen with the markets? Will my nest egg still be okay? Any of these kinds of questions. You could find yourself obsessing about the future, obsessing about what might happen. Bring yourself back to the present moment as much as you possibly can. Feel any fears that are coming up for you. We have to stay in our bodies. We have to process those fears. This is part of any Pluto in Aquarius transit, which you could already be feeling even before Pluto moves into Aquarius. We have to meet our fears where they are and process them, because fear is an emotion that is asking for our presence, for our care, for our love. And emotions are simply energy in motion. Energy in motion, when we can let that energy move through us and out of us, we clear space for what our hearts most want. Because Uranus rules Aquarius, this is an electrical energy. This is a fast-moving energy. It will feel like time is speeding up if you're not already feeling this. There will be an acceleration of energies on the planet. This can bring about ascension symptoms. Mentally, you could feel more overloaded. Physically, you could even go through a purging process, which I think many people are doing right now, either emotionally or through symptoms like fevers or other viruses that are moving energies out of you. Pluto transits require us to get to the root of our fear so that we can free ourselves, especially with a Uranian-ruled Pluto transit. The goal is to break through any stuck places and change our mindset. We're going into an 8 universal year, and I have a separate video for all of you on your own personal year, as well as the universal year of 2024, which reduces to an 8. The 8 year is all about abundance. It's all about success and getting our material needs met and then some. So doing work on your mindset during this year would be super beneficial to you in being able to claim and receive the abundance in any area of your life, wherever you want more abundance, wherever you want to feel more whole, more fulfilled, more like you have what you need. Visualization, affirmation, scripting, automatic writing, which I teach you how to do in my book, The Magic of Saying Yes, linked in the description box below. Any of these tools will help you to stay in alignment with your highest vibration. Yes, Pluto in Aquarius is going to take us into a whole new world of advanced technology, but the best technology that you can utilize during this transit is spiritual technology. Your connection to the divine, raising your vibration, staying connected to your divine source, receiving those divine downloads that will include inspirations and creative brilliance, your creative brilliance coming alive. Aquarius is one of the most creative energies. So focusing on the spiritual technologies that will bring you more alive, my friend, that will bring you more into alignment, into attunement with your highest source, will be a great way to work with this transit. If you're having a personal Pluto transit, meaning that Pluto is making a connection to one of your planets or points in your natal chart, get support. We cannot do a Pluto transit without support. I offer astrology consultations as well as coaching. Therapy can also be very helpful during a Pluto transit. We need another person to fly above our life and show us a perspective that we can't see when we're in the underworld of a Pluto transit. Put your health and well-being first. Tune into the cosmic intelligence. All of the answers that you need are within the field of awareness. You may feel more telepathic during this transit. With Uranus stationing direct on January 27th, by the end of this month or early February, you could have some real new awakenings. You could have things showing up in your outer world that feel like a big turning point. Yes, it could be disruptive momentarily because Uranus tends to bring shocks and surprises and disruptive events and things that we did not see coming. Uranus brings out of the blue occurrences, only for our good, only to break us out of stagnation and put us, course correct us, put us on the trajectory of our soul. And remember, Uranus always has a workaround for you. It makes us more resourceful. It tunes us into our creative brilliance. I am going to do a separate video for you on Uranus direct. But big picture, Pluto moving into Aquarius and Uranus stationing direct says it's time to break through, to break free, and begin to say yes to your whole new world. Okay, so I'm going to go through each of the 12 signs now. Listen to your rising sign. This is the most accurate in terms of which house, which area of your life you're going to be experiencing Pluto in Aquarius. Also listen to your sun sign. This is how your ego personality will be perceiving this transit, and your moon sign is how you may feel this emotionally and in your relationships. So we're going to start with Aquarius because Aquarius, Pluto is happening in your sign, and those of you who are Aquarius risings, you're having this transit in your first house of identity, of yourself, your self-image, and how you want other people to see you. This affects the roles that you play in life, both personally and professionally. You will feel this in your partnerships as well, because this is across the wheel from your partnerships. So you're going to be feeling this first and foremost within, you're going to have the transformation within your own identity. This is a releasing of an old self. This is the death of a part of your ego that you no longer need. This is childhood conditioning or past life experiences that are coming back in terms of new awarenesses and awakenings of things that you can release now. It could be patterns, behavior patterns. It could be addictions. It could be it's anything that is not empowering to you, that isn't going to move you forward on your soul's next trajectory. Very much about boundaries. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. I cannot enunciate, validate, whatever the word. I cannot impress upon you enough how important boundaries will be during this transit. And I have a separate video for you on Pluto and Capricorn, actually a couple, where I talk in depth about setting boundaries during Pluto transits. But the short of it is, if someone is not honoring a boundary that you're setting, then that is the time for most of us that we have to remove ourselves from that relationship or situation, at least temporarily, if not permanently, because you need to take care of yourself always. But first and foremost, especially during a Pluto transit, they are so much more intense than any other transit. And we feel them so much more emotionally than we do other transits. So this is all about taking care of you, taking care of your inner child, putting you first, beautiful Aquarius. And as I said, in your relationships, your committed partnerships, whether they are romantic or professional or close like best friends, you will also be feeling this energy. So your identity is going to change, Aquarius. You are not going to be the same person that you were when you finished this transit. It will depend on when you feel this. Will during the 21-year period of this transit will depend on the degree of your ascendant specifically. And of course, I do astrology consultations where I can talk with you about the timing of this, how long it will last for you, and much more about how to work with these energies. If you are an Aquarius moon, you're going to feel this in home and family, and sometimes in your health. And this is about our mother, and it's about children, it's about parenting, and again, about boundaries. So now I'm going to pull a card for you, Aquarians, for this very big momentous transit of Pluto in your sign. Aquarius, your card is the Medicine Guardian. Oh my gosh, this is what we need during a Pluto transit, is medicine on all levels. It says be open to healing information. You are going to have a heart healing during this transit. You are going to come out of this transit more whole than you've ever felt before. Call on Archangel Raphael to help you through any physical, emotional, or mental, or spiritual even transformational processes that you're having. Archangel Raphael is here for you, and get the support that you need, whether you're feeling this in your physical health, your vitality. That is, first house is our vitality. When Pluto in Capricorn was opposing my Cancer moon, I went through a skin cancer thing right under my eye hair, and it was quite a big deal for me in my life. And so, yes, it came through for me in a very physical way. Not to say that anyone is going to go through what I went through, but what I'm saying is pay attention to your health and your vitality, pay attention to your emotional needs, get the support that you need. It is absolutely crucial during a Pluto transit. I cannot impress that on everyone enough. This is not the time to deprive yourself of what you need. Get the support that you need, beautiful Aquarius. Okay, Capricorns. Hello, beautiful Capricorn. Capricorn, congratulations. I hope you have a big celebration and party when Pluto moves into Aquarius, because you have been through it and it's time to really acknowledge how far you've come. Capricorn, you're having this Pluto in Aquarius transit in your second house of material security. So this is your earned income. This is your possessions. It is your self-esteem and your self-love, your values, what's most important to you. And this is where we do often base our self-esteem on how much we feel we're receiving in terms of money for our efforts, or, Capricorn's work is very important to you, most of you. You get a lot of fulfillment. You feel a lot of gratification from working. And so that, if you're not working right now, if your work changes in some way, if your income changes in some way, which it could during this transit, then that could really affect you. You could feel during this process that your assets are somehow transformed, that you end up selling something, or that you end up downsizing in some way. You will be regenerated. We are always regenerated. So if you do have what you would consider a downturn in income during this time, know that you will come through it. You will be a whole new person, and you will then go on to earn money in a way that is more true to you, more true to your heart, more in alignment with your soul. Not saying that everyone is going to go through that. Pluto does rule wealth. It could be an increase in your wealth, or a big, huge shift in your values as a result of what you've already been through with Pluto in Capricorn. So it's going to be different for everyone. This is a general reading. I can tell you more in a personal consultation, but let's pull a card for you, Capricorn, and see what the cards have to say. Capricorn, your card is Guardian Angel. You are not alone. This is such an Aquarian card. The galaxies, the third eye, the sun and the moon, the sun and the moon, and the feather. When I look at this card, it tells me you have now graduated to the point where you can extend your feely senses, your spidey senses, your connection to the galactic realms. You can extend your intention out into those realms so beautifully now that you can then pull in what you most want to receive. Some of you may see feathers, and that's going to be a reminder of your loved ones on the other side, your guardian angels on the other side. This is a card of guardian angels, so this is reminding you that you are not alone, that you have support from all kinds of spiritual helpers, spiritual beings. So remember to call on that support. Remember to tap into that help, your whole team of angels, your whole team of spiritual guides. Tap into that power, because that's going to give you the power to move forward on whatever you most want in the future, from now into the future, beautiful Capricorn. Okay, Sagittarius. Hello, beautiful Sag. Sag, you are having Pluto in Aquarius transit your third house of mindset and communication, which is what Aquarius energy is really going to help us to shift in powerful, positive ways. You are receiving, Sagittarius, you're one of the lucky ones who are receiving a sextile, positive energy flow from Pluto to any planets or points, that, including your ascendant. If you are Sag rising, you're going to receive this positive flow. So you're one of the ones who's going to be pulled forward by passion. This doesn't mean that you could not find yourself in what we call a complicated relationship. You could find yourself in something that feels obsessive to you, thinking wise. You could find yourself in, Pluto tends to bring about situations where we have to be discerning. We have to decide, is this good for me? Is this what I really want? Or is this just somebody showing up as a catalyst to move me forward in my life, and not a relationship that's meant to last? Is it good for you? That's the question. That's the question, Sag. So not only is this mindset and communication, it's also your relationships with siblings and with uncles, aunts, and cousins, and anyone in your immediate environment. This is your local networking. It's your devices. You could really change your devices, your technology. You could buy something new. You could change any part of your environment. Any of the places that you go, the people that you meet in your everyday world, that could really change for you with Pluto here. And you could have some real awakening experiences that are plutonic, which means intensity, which means passion, which can mean obsession, as I said. But this is all to wake you up and take you into the next version of who you came here to be. You could do more research, more investigation, and take short trips that elevate you in a spiritual way, that elevate your vibration, your mindset, your awakened state of being could really be lit up during this Pluto in Aquarius transit. You could also change your neighborhood. You could move. You could say, I'm no longer going to put my energy in this place, or go to this place, or hang out with these people. And as I say this, there is a dog in my little villa complex here that is howling. So talk about immediate environment and intensity. So if you guys hear that, that's what's going on. I think that dog really wants to go out right now, really wants to be walked, really wants a change of location. Some of you could have a change of location. You could say, I just can't do it anymore where I am. Okay, so let's pull a card for you. And if you want to dig up the truth about anyone, because Pluto rules the truth, if you want to find the truth about anyone that you're just meeting, you will be able to find it. You will be the detective during this transit. You will not have any trouble at all finding the information you need, because information, research, and in-depth investigation is Pluto energy as well. Okay, Sag. Sagittarius, Sagittarius. I'm trying to be louder than the howling dog. Okay, so Sag, you get Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. What I love about this card is that she is looking at an image of the galaxies, right? She is reflecting on the magic of the universe, the stars. Some of you will study astrology. Some of you will write a blog. Some of you will publish something. A lot of you may decide to learn a new metaphysical modality or reality, but the message of this card, and this is such a healing card too, with her green wings and her blue, there's so much throat chakra energy in this card. To me, this is really about expansive learning. Traditionally, the third house is ruled by Gemini, and Gemini is the lifelong learner, but also you, Sag, you're also a lifelong learner, and you are a seeker of the truth. You are going to find new truth during this transit. You are going to recognize something about someone, whether it's a neighbor, whether it's a landlord, whether it's a sibling, someone in your extended family. You're going to recognize something that is going to open you up to a whole new path. That's going to have you shed a skin. That's going to have you move in a passionate new direction, because you're getting the sextile. Something is really going to open up. I feel a lot of opening in this card. So if you want to claim this new opening, this new expansive opportunity, Sag, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Scorpio. Hello, beautiful Scorpio. Scorpio, you are going to experience this Pluto transit in a quite intense way when it makes that connection with one of your planets or points. Depends on the degrees of your natal astrology chart, which I can talk with you about in a personal astrology consultation. And we still have the dog howling in the background. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it. I will try to edit it out of the video, but you're going to experience this in home, family, childhood conditioning, or past life memories coming up for you to heal and clear. You are going to receive a square from Pluto when it touches the planet or point in your chart. And because the fourth house is on an angle of your chart, we can feel this. Also, it can have ripple effects to relationships, to your sense of identity and self, or to your career. It can end up affecting any of those areas of your life. And by affecting, I mean bringing about a change, a choice, a decision that feels quite a big turning point in your life. You will shed a skin. This is a beautiful time for you to do inner child work, shadow work as we call it, for you to wake up to more of who you are through the shadow work. Shadow work is not only what we consider our darkness, or the things that we don't want other people to know about us, or our secrets, those deep, dark fears and secrets. It's not just that. It's also our brightest light that we often hide because we're afraid of bringing out. We're afraid of how other people may judge us, or whether we can do it well enough, or whether we're going to fail or not. It's all those deep fears. And so, when you come through a Pluto transit, you are more yourself than you've ever been, and you have more courage and confidence to say yes to the things that your heart most wants. And that is what brings about the rebirth. That is what gives you a whole new life, Scorpio. So this big picture is quite exciting for you. So Scorpio, let's see what the cards, and just on a practical level, many of you may move, you may remodel a home, you may have a change in your family. And as I was shuffling, a card just flipped over. So this is your card, and it is a really cool card. It's called the Trader. I'm going to show it to you in a moment. Exchange energy to create abundance. Okay, so check it out. This is such creative energy. I love this because fourth house is roots, it's belonging, and it is where we put our roots down even deeper. And it's the most personal house of all the houses. It's the most inner you. So this card tells me you are going to go through an inner transformation where you can then bring your gifts more out into the world. And that's why this card is saying exchange energy with someone. bring something out in you that you haven't expressed before. Bring it out into the world, even if it's just a hobby, even if it's just some, many of you may work really, really hard to make money, but it may not be what you love, and it may be draining for you. It may not be bringing you fulfillment and joy on a daily basis. So even if it's just a hobby, whatever it is, saying yes to your true gifts and expressing those true gifts, and you could do that through trading with somebody else, like, he's selling a pillow and maybe he's trading that for a massage, for example. Whatever it is, that is going to bring you more joy in your life, and joy attracts abundance. So if this resonates for you, Scorpio, leave me a comment. I would love to hear. Okay, Libra. Hello, beautiful Libra. Libra, you are one of the lucky ones who's receiving a trine from Pluto in Aquarius to any natal planet or point that you have in Libra. For those of you who are Libra rising, you're going to receive this trine in the 5th house, which is beauty and pleasure and fun and adventure. It's the house of the inner child, saying yes to your most expressive self. Romance, true love, full creative expression, bringing it all out into the world, saying yes to you, creating that thing you've been wanting to create, whether it's writing a book or whether it's doing the screenplay or creating the song or the one-person show or the painting. It's different for all of you, but this is where you are really being encouraged to go deep. And some of you will have very deep love experiences. Some of you may meet somebody that is very passionate, but also potentially complicated, and one that could bring about obsessive thinking about the person or about the relationship. Even trines can bring people into our lives that feel faded in some way, but also feel complex in some way. And this is where we have to really be discerning and set boundaries and take the gift of the transformational gift. Even in a trine, you can get a transformational gift of passion. A person can wake you up to your passion, but still not be the right person for you. Still, in some way, if you take that relationship all the way to its full culmination, that can sometimes drain our energy, or we can have the realization this isn't good for us. Either way, you're going to learn from the experience. Or you could just meet somebody and it could be like, I met my former husband during a 5th house Pluto transit, and we were married for 22 years. So, and I also had a baby during my 5th house Pluto transit. So during a 5th house Pluto transit. So just so you know, you can also meet somebody that you spend, could be your forever person, or you could have a child, you could get pregnant. Whatever happens for you here in this 5th house, it's going to be passionate, whether it's a creative child, whether it's an actual child. You're also going to be looking at perhaps some things that you're ready to shift, that you're ready to change. It could be something that you are a pattern or behavior that you're ready to let go of, and because it's a trine, it will be easier for you to release. Okay, Libra, let's pull a card for you now. And I mean, it's just so interesting to me that Aquarius is an air sign. Pluto's going to be in this air sign, and that I have this dog howling literally nonstop during my video. Howling, it's communication, it's intense feeling, because Pluto is intense feeling. Hopefully I'll be able to edit it out and you guys will only hear a little bit of it, if at all. Okay, so Libra, your card is the Fire Guardian. Ignite your passion. Yes, Libra, yes, yes, yes. This is 5th house Pluto. It is so passionate. I think this is going to be off the charts passionate for you. Oh my gosh, when I first met my former husband, let's just say, I don't need to say more, like, yes, this could be one of the most passionate relationships that you've ever had. Now, this is a fiery card. There's a lot of red in this card. He is juggling. He's juggling a ball. So this is saying to me, he's got tattoos all over him. This is such a creative card. This is saying to me that some of you may feel like you're juggling multiple things. Be tuned into your intuitive guidance. If you're being activated by this transit, stay tuned into your intuitive guidance. That will be your anchor. That will be Libra. This is a transit for you to really focus on you and your needs and to really anchor yourself to your divine source so that you can stay grounded, because fire energy can really take us up to high inspirational heights, and we can sometimes feel like we're not tethered to reality. So to stay in this reality, even if something passionate is pulling you away, come back to your body. I love the practice of just saying, I call all my energy back to me now. I call all my energy back to me now. Beautiful Libra, claim this passion in the comments below if you want to claim it. Okay, Virgos. Hello, beautiful Virgo. Virgo, Pluto will be transiting in Aquarius in your 6th house of health, your 6th house of everyday routines, your daily habits, your structures, your schedules. This is a beautiful transit for you to clear out any habit that is not good for you. It will help you if you have a minor or major addictive behavior, for example. If you eat sweets at 9 o'clock and it keeps you up late, for example, or, you know, whatever it is, it's different for all of us, but this is going to affect your work life. This could be a toxic boss. This could be a work situation that you just can't do anymore. This is the focus. I really want to encourage you to focus on your health, focus on your well-being, and release anything that isn't good for you. And if you have moments where you, for example, a boss pulls a power play, you take care of you first. You put you first. You do what you need to do. You get the support that you need, Virgo. You're going to come through this transit a whole new person. You will most likely shed a skin, but you will come through this a brand new person who knows what you need in terms of work, in terms of your health, in terms of, some of you will change your diet. Some of you will change your exercise. You really are going to be quite aware of what is good for you and what is not good for you, and letting go of what isn't good for you. You're going to be so empowered during this time. Set those boundaries. If people don't honor your boundaries, do what you need to do to take care of you, beautiful Virgo. Okay, so let's pull a card for you now. And see. Some of you will get a new job. Some of you, remember, whatever you release and let go of, you're going to be able to upgrade your life. This transit wants to give you a life upgrade. Say yes to what's better for you, what's best for you, Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Your card is, okay, I love this card. It's called Broken Arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. Broken Arrow, what Broken Arrow means is that in the past, you've had to shield yourself from toxic situations. The broken arrow has a new meaning. It means you have come so far in your growth and your evolution that you no longer have to have a shield up. You no longer have to assume that other people are untrustworthy. The message of this card is to know that you have the power to be discerning in any situation, to say no to something if it's not good for you, to say yes to something if it is good for you. But any walls that you have put up as a result of childhood conditioning, as a result of hard experiences in your life, you have done the work now, and you no longer have to have that wall up. You can be more open. You can be more receptive so that you can receive the gifts that the universe wants to give you. You no longer, that if we want to call it a spell, and I don't mean spell as in witchy spell, but if we want to call like a mindset, if we want to call imprint that you received in a past life or as a child, that has cleared or is clearing or will be cleared during this transit, so that you can be more in your own true spirit, in your body. It's safe to be in your body. It's safe to be, you know now, Virgo, what you need, and you are discerning enough to say no so that you don't have to have that protection, that shield of protection. You no longer have to have it up in a way that it's going to keep from you what you most deserve to receive now in life. So this card really is about receiving and opening up to the gifts of the universe. If you want to claim the abundance that this card is saying is yours now, claim it below, and so it shall be. Leo, hello, beautiful Leo. Leo, you are one of the fixed signs that is really going to be transformed by Pluto in Aquarius. For those of you who are Leo risings, Pluto in Aquarius is going to make an opposition to your 7th house descendant. That is the point on your 7th house, or any planets in your 7th house. Leo, this is a transformation of how you do your relationships. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Most notably, power struggles can come up during this time. Sharing of power, giving other people back their power if you have been too much in control of a relationship dynamic, or you taking back your power, you reclaiming your power in a relationship dynamic or in multiple relationship dynamics. During this transit, if you are partnered, you will go through a transformation with your partner. Some of you will upgrade your partnership and continue with it, and others of you will realize that you and your partner cannot come together any longer, and you will go your separate ways. You could find that you have very strong attractions to other people or one other person during this transit. There could be a passion, there could be an obsession. What I always caution people with in this transit is don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. If you are in a relationship that would be extremely painful to you or others to let go of, when I say others, I'm thinking of children mainly, but you are going to be in the underworld for part of this transit. And when we're in the underworld, it's not the best time, in my opinion, to make a decision unless you are in danger in terms of like an abusive situation. Of course, you want to get out of that. But if you are in a situation where you are just conflicted and you're not sure what to do, be sure and get support. Be sure and get support. I talk about this. I tell my own story of my Pluto transit in my book, The Magic of Saying Yes, when I went through a divorce. So some of you might want to get that book if you're going through something similar. But you're going to be shedding a skin. You're going to probably be releasing beliefs during this time that no longer suit who you are now. You will go through big changes, and ultimately you will be able to attract relationships or deepen your current partnership in ways that are more fulfilling, more intimately satisfying than you've ever had before, Leo. It's a very beautiful transit, but it can also be painful. Shedding a skin is not an easy process. I have to be forthright about that, but you're going to come through this ready and open for much more and much deeper fulfillment in your relationships when this transit is over. So Leo, let me pull a card for you now and see what the cards have to say for Leos. Leo, your card is the Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. Yes, yes, yes. You are magical, and you're going to feel your magic even more. You will probably go deep into a place of realizing your gifts. I love this card so much. I want to pull it close up for you to see it. You see that she has a heart on her top, right in the center of her heart. There's a heart, and there's so much gold. There's so much light. There's going to be a spiritual awakening for you, Leo, during this time. You're going to have a heart healing. You're going to realize more of who you are, and you're going to realize your power like you never knew it before. If you want to claim the truth of your power, the truth of your magic, this is the magician energy, the alchemist energy. You're going to be transforming dross into gold. If you want to claim the pure gold essence of yourself and the magic that is on offer for you during this transit, claim it below. Okay, Cancers. Hello, beautiful Cancer. Cancer, I have my moon and my rising in Cancer. Cancer, you're one of the ones who've been through it with Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto has made an opposition to any planets or points. And for those of you with Cancer rising, you received that opposition to your ascendant, and it was not easy. It was not easy, but you've done it. You are graduating on January 20th. You are fully graduating, and I hope that you really celebrate how far that you've come. Now, Cancer, you are going to be receiving, as a result of Pluto having moved through your 7th house of partnerships and now in your 8th house, you are going to be receiving transformation in the way of deep intimacy, emotional or physical intimacy with a partner. Also in your money. Your money could really be up for you right now. Either investments like retirement funding or shared money with a partner. This is a time, because Pluto rules wealth. Pluto does rule money. This is a time, and especially with Pluto in Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus, and that's our money and our values and our possessions. You could really be thinking, and you could have fears coming up and anxiety coming up right now about your investments or assets or any kind of shared, you could be in a dynamic with another around your shared resources and trying to decide what to do. And so this transit really wants you to look at your fears around that. If you do have anxiety or fear, it's really important to meet that where it is and to go deep with it so that you can move that energy out of you and no longer be in that, no longer have fear run your decisions around money. But this can also be about a partnership as well for you. This is the house of taboos. It's the house of taxes and loans and debt. So you could also be in a process of figuring out what to do in any of those areas. But big picture, Cancer, this is another transformational time. Now, if you don't have any planets or points in Aquarius, then Pluto is not going to conjunct any of those planets, but you could still have planets or points in other areas of your chart that Pluto makes connections with. And I could share what that is for you and what that will be for you in a personal astrology consultation. Pluto is at home here in the 8th house. This is Pluto's house, the 8th house. So Pluto's at home here, and that, I think, softens some of this 8th house energy, because the 8th house is transformation. It's death and rebirth. It is one of the most intense experiences that we can have, is Pluto transforming any of these areas of our lives that I've spoken about. But because you have already been through Pluto in the 7th house of partnerships, I feel that you are in a stronger place, a much stronger place, to meet anything that comes up for you during this transit, and to use the tools that you used when Pluto made any oppositions to your planets or points when it was in Capricorn. So let's see, Cancer, what do the cards have to say for you? Cancer. Direction, guardian, choose your path. Cancer, are you at a place where you're not sure which path you want to go? I love this card because there are so many helpers in the ethereal realms for you. So many helpers. You can see this very wise sage being at the top here. There's also a cow, which represents abundance. There is this beautiful, I think it's a lion, that is, you know, the Leo energy, the strength energy, and the fire energy. And then there is an eagle at the bottom here, which is your ability to rise above and see from a higher perspective. So which way do you want to go? This card is saying you have a lot of opportunities open to you. You get to choose your path. We have never, ever been in this place before. It's brand new soul territory. That can really be scary to our human self. Our human self is, I don't know, somebody tell me which way to go. One way that you can get help with this is to use these spiritual guides to help you. So you might want to do a guided meditation, go deep into visualization, and get a connection, some direction from your own higher self by going into that deep place. And I have a meditation for you, a guided meditation on my website that you can get for free when you sign up for my inspirational weekly updates. And I also have meditations on YouTube that I will link below that you could use as well. You're being guided, Cancer. Don't forget that there are many beings in the ethereal realms that you can tap into who want to help show you the way. Okay, Gemini. Hello, beautiful Gemini. Gemini, I have my natal sun in Gemini. So you are another one of the lucky air signs that's going to receive a trine, positive energy flow from Pluto in Aquarius, and you're having this transit in your ninth house of expansion. This is going to be really expansive for you, Gemini. You may have a spiritual awakening. You may have an experience of like astral travel, or something else that really reminds you of the magical being that you are. I am excited for this. I think those experiences are off the charts, beautiful kinds of experiences that I hope you get to have as well during this time. This is your spiritual beliefs. You may really expand a belief or release a belief about life, about yourself, about your childhood. This is a clearing of the slate, but in an uplifting way, in an up-leveling way, in an expansive way. This is higher learning. You're already a lifelong learner. Many of you will do some sort of learning program possibly that really catalyzes you, or maybe you go on a spiritual retreat and you meet somebody and that turns into a very passionate relationship, intense relationship. Whatever happens for you here, it's going to be intense. So you could take a metaphysical course, you could publish something, you could publish a book, you could publish a play, you could publish anything that is going to then have a very profound effect on you. You could be quite influential in the publishing realms during this time, meaning whatever you do could be like a bestseller or could be very inspiring to others and really put you on the map in terms of being more well known. You could go to an exotic place. This is other cultures. So you could meet somebody, not just during a retreat, but also traveling to a different culture, or meet somebody who is of a different background than you culturally. I think you're really going to have a beautiful awakening time during this Pluto transit. I am so excited to see what this might bring. Gemini, so let's see. Long distance travel too. Many of you could either travel to do a lot of travel to other countries, or take a very significant trip, or even move to another culture. And you may know that I moved to Mexico last year, and it's been super expansive for me. So if that's something that you want to do, I hope that you give yourself that opportunity. Okay, Gemini, let's pull a card for you. Ooh, this is so cool. Okay, this is a knight. This is such a spiritual card. This card is so ninth house. The message is be brave and honest, but check out the image of this card. He is very much practicing. I mean, he looks like he's practicing for a religion, right? So one message of this card to me is some of you could get really into a specific religion like Buddhism, or a specific way of thought like New Thought, or you could study a course in miracles. Like you could really find a spiritual modality that really uplifts you and takes you to new heights in your thinking or expansion. Others of you could let go of a religion. You could say, it's Pluto. Pluto clears out what is not in alignment with us anymore. You could decide to walk away from a religious path that has been oppressive to you. What I love about this card is that he's focused within. Yes, he looks like he's practicing a particular religion, but he is focused within. And the sword is pointing downward. The sword represents air, your energy, Gemini. The sword represents, I have this here for me if I need it to cut anything away from my life that's not good for me, but he's not using it. He's pointing to the ground, which is a reminder to me of being grounded. As much as you could fly high into new levels of awareness, as much as you could have an astral travel experience, for example, or you could have, I'm thinking of an experience that I had that I wrote about in my book. I think it's in the very last chapter. I talk all about the magical experiences, like out-of-body experiences I've had in that very last chapter. I believe it is either the last or second to last. And I'm thinking of that experience now, which I won't go into, but let's just say that when you're having those kinds of experiences that just bring you into another world that you want to tell everyone about because you're so elated from the experience, we also want to stay grounded in this earthly reality, right? We don't want to forget to pay that bill that we're then going to have to pay a late fee or a finance charge if we forget. Those kinds of things. Like, we want to stay anchored in this reality, but you will most likely really feel that you have one foot into both worlds during this transit. One foot in the spiritual world. I have one foot in the material world. And you could find yourself vacillating back and forth, Gemini, in terms of how much time you spend in each world. And it can, even with a trine, it could feel obsessive for you in some way. It could feel discombobulating for you. So stay grounded and be brave and honest with yourself. Pluto requires radical honesty in terms of what we know we need, who we are now, where we want to put our time and energy, what investments are right for us now. Be brave and honest with yourself, and you will come through this transit a brand new, more expanded, higher vibrational being, Gemini. If you want to claim this new high vibe living, claim it in the comments below. Okay, Taurus. Hello, beautiful Taurus. Taurus, you are also going to feel this transit so quite significantly. Why? Because it's on an angle of your chart. It's your 10th house, the very top of your chart. This is career. This is meaning, fulfillment, purpose. This is legacy, what kind of legacy you want to leave for others. And for some of you, this is even retirement. This is where you're going to have a radical reworking, clearing out, purging of something in your career life, or maybe a quest for some of you. Some of you will have an intense, passionate, very emotional quest seeking for purpose, for your right career, for your right, whatever feels right for you, for your passion, that feeling of what am I supposed to do next? Where am I being led? You could really feel that during this time. Pluto in Aquarius, I have to take a breath. Pluto in Aquarius is going to make a square to your energy, if I didn't say that already, which is going to be some tension or inner conflict, or where you're really trying to work out your next steps and your next move. Pluto is always about power and control. So you could have a power and control or a power struggle with another person in your work life. This could be a boss, this could be a coworker. Or this can just be you discovering you have new ambitions, you have new, strong, burning desires, or desire to go in a different direction, to grow your own business, to find your own power in the context of business, career, retirement, or legacy. Remember that boundaries are so important, that any toxic work situation is coming up for you. If it is, for you to leave it behind, transform it if you can through boundaries. But if you can't, then Pluto will most likely move you into a new environment, a new scenario that is more empowering and more right for you. Beautiful Taurus. So let's see what the cards have to say. This could be such a highly creative time for you. I mean, Aquarius energy here is so creative. This is your brilliance. This is you saying yes to your brilliance and bringing it out into the world. Beautiful Taurus. But if you will first probably go through a death process where you may feel like, I have no energy to do anything new. I don't know what I'm going to do. You could get, I hate to say, but this could happen to some of you. You could get fired from a job during this time. You could realize that a career is just no longer right for you. This is preparing you for the new. The new will come. Allow yourself to go through the death process so you can also do the rebirthing process of something new and better for you, Taurus. Reclaim your power. Take back your power. You always have options and choices in Pluto energy, and especially Pluto in Aquarius. And this card is winter. Take care of your needs. Some of you will feel like you're going through a winter. This is the wolf. The wolf is the teacher, the spiritual teacher. It's a leader energy. You can call on the wolf for help. But if you feel like you're going through a winter, which you may very well feel like you're going through during this time, an internal winter, know that you will come out of the cold. You will come out of this time of hibernation. Some of you will hibernate during this time. Some of you will just be in a releasing process. Take care of your needs. This is the only thing that I want you to focus on, Taurus, if you're in a winter a metaphorical winter is taking care of your own needs. If this resonates for you, let me know. I would love to hear. And Taurus, know that you can get support from me through an astrology consultation or a coaching session if you need it, if you would like that. Big picture, the universe is supporting you to go through the shedding process to come out more wise like the wolf, more of a leader in your own life or with others, more confident and courageous to follow a new path or a path that's more in alignment with your soul than ever before, beautiful Taurus. Okay, Aries. Hello, beautiful Aries. Aries, you are going to have Pluto in Aquarius transiting your 11th house. For those of you who are Aries risings, your 11th house is the house of hopes, wishes, and dreams. This is the house of fulfillment. It is your communities, your social media. This is where you can have a change in friendships. With Pluto going through this house, many of you will have a big shift in at least one friendship, if not more friendships. Friendships do fall away when we shed a skin and we go to a next level. Sometimes we have to say goodbye to a friend or a friend says goodbye to us, and that's really, really hard. I don't want to minimize the grief of that. There's a grief process that's involved. But if that happens for you, new friends will come into your life. And you also may really get involved in a community or some sort of group that is very much aligned to your new vibration. You may get involved in activism here, fundraising for a cause that you're passionate about. This is passionate, new beginnings and connections for you. This is a new dream for some of you, a new dream for your life. What's most important to you now, what you want most. This could be a relationship. This could be career related. You're receiving a sextile, positive energy flow, new solutions, new opportunities, Aries, new opportunities. And Pluto opportunities are always passionate, intense. They put us into a whole new chapter of life. They are very, they change our life. This is going to be life-changing for you, Aries. And this could also involve your money because this is the house of long-term gains financially. Pluto rules wealth. You could have a big shift, financial shift in your whatever you consider to be wealth. And Pluto, because it's a sextile, it's positive energy flow. Pay attention to the opportunities for making more money if that's what you want, for investments. Pay attention to the opportunities for group alignments and tribe. This is the house of tribe, and Aquarius rules the 11th house. Uranus rules the 11th house. This is big, new cosmic brilliance coming through. Ideas. Really open up to the cosmic intelligence. Send those spidey senses out. Put your intention out. Ask the divine to bring you. Ask the cosmic brilliance. Ask the planetary configurations, the galaxies to bring you new ideas and epiphanies and awarenesses and aha moments that when you get those, when you get inspired, Aries, follow through on them. Go follow the thread, because this could be really, really like the sun coming out, not just the sun coming out, but like bursts of inspiration for you. Aries, okay, so let me pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say for Aries. Your card is Autumn. Release the old and rest. Very interesting. Okay, so this birth, so we have to release the old before we can have space for new inspiration, before we can receive those new ideas. If we're holding on to the old, we're not going to have the energy or the time or the space or the resources to say yes to the new inspiration. So for some of you, there is a letting go process that needs to happen first. Some of you are holding on to something before. Aries, you've been through it too. You are one of the cardinal signs who's been through it before. When Pluto was in Capricorn, Pluto made squares to your any planets or points in Aries. So you also went through a transformation. For those of you who haven't yet fully released what you need to release, and there are people that are very exclaiming and talking loud in the lobby of my building, which is right next to my window here that is closed. So if you hear that, my apologies, but I'm going to try and edit it out. But what I want to impress upon you is that this raven tune into the raven, ask the raven. This is a magical being. This has magical messages for you. Tune into the raven and see what you get in terms of releasing or letting go. It could be something very subtle that you're not aware of, but Pluto brings subtleties to the surface. Pluto shows us what we need to release. Do that and open up to this sextile flowing bursts of new inspiration for you, beautiful Aries, and the gold will be there for you. The gold will be yours. Leave me a comment if this resonates. I love connecting with you. Okay, Pisces. Hello, beautiful Pisces. Pisces. Pluto is going to transit for you, your 12th house of rest, retreat, rejuvenation, rewiring your subconscious mind. This is going to be a deep, deep transit for you. You're going to have the opportunity to shed unconscious drivers that are not helpful for you. This is going to be a super empowering transit for you. You may shift a narrative. You may change your story about who you are. You could have a spiritual awakening. You could become aware of hidden enemies that will then help you to set boundaries that you haven't had before. And I'm sorry to say that, and it's not necessarily going to happen, so I don't want this to scare you, but you could be aware of someone who doesn't have your best interest at heart and then set boundaries, then remove yourself, then block them, whatever you have to do. The bigger picture of this transit is shadow work, is accepting the light and the dark of who you are and integrating it into your psyche so that you can then feel more free, more empowered, more ready to take on and to express who you are in the world in a more empowering, beautiful, brilliant way that fulfills you, that makes you feel more rooted, that makes you feel more safe, that enhances not only your spiritual life, 12th house, but also your everyday life, 6th house, because this is the 12th, 6th house axis, and it could really enhance your everyday, your health, your work, your everyday routines. Just enjoying life on a daily basis could be one of the gifts that you receive from this Pluto transit. So you could also have a lot of psychological, spiritual growth during this transit. Really, really beautiful time. I know when we think of like a 12th house Pluto transit, we can be like, oh my God, 21 years of Pluto in my 12th house. But you could like spiritually really open up. You could have a real big opening where then you find yourself learning new spiritual modalities, becoming more witchy than you've ever been in the Glenda the Good Witch way, becoming more in tune with your divine source than ever before, which then makes us feel so much more secure in this world. You will have one foot in both worlds. You will have one foot in the spiritual world, one foot in the material world as you are moving through this transit. Embrace it. Stay grounded, stay grounded, stay grounded. Be in nature. Do whatever you need to really ground yourself in the physical world as well. Pisces, let's see what the cards have to say for you. Pisces, beautiful Pisces. I'm just laughing because there's a dog howling. There's a person having an excited conversation in the lobby. This is going to be a very active, I think, for a 12th house transit and just all of us collectively, this Pluto and Aquarius. There's going to be a lot of communication, a lot of talking, a lot of expressing that I think will be quite healing for all of us, actually. Look at the card you got. Great teacher, Pisces. When I see this card, I see Jesus. Whatever you see is what's important. There's a dove. There's peace. You are going, if you're not already doing it, you are going to be becoming the teacher to yourself, to the others. Don't let that, if you're like, I don't want to be a teacher, that's fine. We teach through our own modeling of who we are, right? But this is learn from spiritual experiences. So you're going to have elevating spiritual experiences, Pisces. You are going to go most likely through a death and rebirth process if you have planets or points that this Pluto and Aquarius transit is going to be touching in your 12th house. You're going to go through a real elevating growth experience through spiritual experiences and realize the beauty, the joy, the deep, deep feelings and depth of your own soul. So you're really going to be able to experience life on a much more deep, intimate, soul satisfying level, beautiful Pisces. If you want to claim this, if you want to claim the excitement of new spiritual experiences and expansion, claim it in the comments below. I'd love to hear. My beautiful friend, I am so excited for this Pluto in Aquarius transit. Can you tell? We finally get out of the Capricorn energy, that heaviness, and we move into this air sign. And yes, Pluto's going to take us through a transformation, no question, but we are going to experience it on a whole new level. And I can't wait to be here with you and help usher you through it every step of the way. Thank you so much for being here with me, for watching this video, for your likes, for your comments, for your shares to other people who love astrology, and for your subscribes. When you subscribe, you send a message to the algorithm that then puts my video out to more people who love astrology, and you really help support my channel. This has been a general reading of Pluto in Aquarius. Really, to know how this is going to affect you, how you're going to feel this, you want to know what planets or points will Pluto in Aquarius touch in your own natal chart, the dates of that, when it will happen for you. This is a 21-year transit. So if you'd like to know more, go to my website, check out my astrology consultations as well as my coaching. If you'd like coaching, read the testimonials that other people have shared after working with me, and you'll get a sense of whether you feel called to work with me. As promised, I have a free gift for you, and that free gift is a guided meditation. It's soothing. It will connect you to your higher guidance. It will connect you to your own source of unconditional love. And you can get that by going to my website, sign up for my weekly inspirational updates, and you'll get that instant download immediately. Pluto in Aquarius is opening up for all of us a whole new world. The planet will not be recognizable 21 years from now. We're all doing it together. There's nothing to fear. Together in tribe, we thrive. Thank you for being part of my tribe. I will have much more for you on this transit as we move through it, including Uranus going direct. And until my next video, my friend, I am sending you all my love.